The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, who's smarter, the BART system or this lady? And why does this school project contain XXX reading material? And how this billionaire contracted an incurable disease that's while trying to stay young. Should I do that again? Let's try it again. I got a little lazy on that, so let's try it again. We'll start from here. Welcome back, guys. On today's show, who's smarter, the BART system or this lady? And why does this school project contain XXX reading material? And how this billionaire contracted an incurable disease trying to stay young? And what happened to these two twins that we can now tell them apart? And I guess I should hit record on some of this stuff, but I guess I didn't, so we can try this again. Here we go. Welcome back, guys. On today's show, who's smarter, the BART system or this lady? And why does this school project contain XXX reading material? And how this billionaire contracted an incurable disease while trying to stay young? And what happened to these two twins to where we can now tell them apart? All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. For the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on viral stories and news videos that you might have missed over the last several days. Or we'll be talking about it here in the upcoming few. How are you? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone? That's all we care about, is you're getting along with someone and someone's getting along with you. And I'm looking at that camera up at the very top here. And don't forget, for every podcast, we do have a matching video over on YouTube, so you can listen to it and as well, watch us over on the YouTube channel as well. And if you miss it, don't worry. It'll play. You can go back to it and watch it later. And I'm looking at the camera up there. Let me switch over to that camera real quick. It looks a little... Am I out of focus? I can't tell. Anyway, so let's dive into today's show. And the clip that's leading us off here is this story that just came out about a heroic husky protects his child, one of the kids in the family, from a bear. Now, this happened in Connecticut, so I'm going to play the video right here. I'm going to switch over to camera 3 here. I'm going to blow this up a little bit so we can see this and all be friends. So here we go. This is a dog, a husky dog in Connecticut, protecting the kid, the family kid, from a bear. So here we go. Let me rewind that a little bit. Here we go. Whoa. Bella, get over here. Oh, he's going to rewind a little bit. Is he going to play it again? There he goes. So there you go. That's what's happening over there in Connecticut. Well, let's go back to me now. There's the video. Switch back to me, and I'll dive into the story of what actually happened. A family dog, make sure I'm on the right camera here. Sometimes I have a tendency of messing shit up. A family dog pulled off an act of bravery over the weekend, leaping between a charging bear and a young child. The video from Jeffrey Tezera on his home security system has shown his young son was standing in the driveway outside of their house as a black bear appears to be running toward the child at high speeds. I'm going to debate that here in just one sec. But anyways, as the boy backs away, the family husky mix, Bella, is seen running over and across the yard and chasing the bear away, circling behind the animal and placing itself in between the bear and the boy. The bear, seemingly frightened, quickly turns away and the boy continues running, sliding under a boat. The bear sliding underneath a parked boat that was sitting in the driveway. According to Tezera, he said the footage was filmed on Saturday at his home in Connecticut. Tezera told ABC News he was packing up and getting ready to depart for the 4th of July party when he heard his dog barking. He said a vicious bark is not like she's been barking before, like little yips and howls and stuff. It was a different type of bark. Tezera said that he saw Bella chasing down the bear in front of his 6-year-old son, who was standing out in front of him. Bella finally caught up with the bear, like right in the middle of the driveway, he says. She bit his rear end, or its rear end, and the bear ended up chasing or crashing into my boat and then scurried away underneath the boat and went on and so forth and so forth. So let's switch back to the actual, whoops. Got so many things going on. Let's go back to this video. So the video starts out. I'm going to switch here. The video starts out. The bear's already in high pursuit. It's running across the driveway. It's not running toward the baby. Let's blow this up a little bit so we can see it. Here's the black bear right here. Are you watching me? Here's the dog. He's already on the left-hand side of the bear. The bear is nowhere near going to run and get this child. I think the bear is just running to get the fuck out of there. God damn. I'm always amazed at like people who have kids. If you look at the side of this driveway, it's like four-wheel, like a Power Wheels, 2 Power Wheels over here. He's got like a little John boat on the side. He's got like a mini trampoline, a little basketball goal. They just got toys and shit all over the front yard. Oh, I would love to live next to this guy. Oh, I'd be so pissed. There's a scooter out in the middle of the yard. There's a tricycle over here on the driveway. You know these people that have kids under the age of 7. They just leave their shit all over the fucking driveway. And here this bear comes running through. Now, black bears, just mind you, black bears aren't really that big. I mean, I've seen some. This one right here is probably about 150, 175 pounds. It's no different than a large dog. And you can see this dog, Bella, the husky mix, is almost a little bit in the same sense, the same size as this bear. So here we go. We'll play this. There it goes. So the bear stops. Kid takes off. He's got some special needs glasses on. I'm just going to say it. I'm saying it. It's right there. He's got one of those, he's got glasses on that are strapped to his head. Like he cannot live without them. I know, I'm picking on the whole entire family. Oh, you're so perfect, Deacon. You're so perfect. Well, fuck yeah, I'm perfect. So here's Bella's face right in the bear's ass. And the bear takes off. The bear was probably, you know what? Oh, they're more scared of us than we are of them. Let's go back to me now. So they're saying that, you know, there is a problem in Connecticut with bears, you know, coming up to people's property. And, oh, let me switch back to that real quick. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that image. They don't have bear-proof trash cans. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! You have invited this bear onto your property. So, yes, the dog, they say, you know, the dog doesn't wear a collar. Again, you know, red flag there for this family. And they don't have bear-proof trash cans. Look at the trash cans right there. No bear trap or no bear containment on that. No bear containment on that. And they're saying, oh, Bella's going to get a treat when we get back to the house. So there you go. That's the story that you're going to see. Husky chasing a bear. But now that we've dissected it, you're going to have to ask yourself a little bit more. Was he really chasing a bear? Was the bear provoked? Was he on the wrong side? Did he put his hands up and say, don't shoot? I mean, you know, we can go all different sorts of patterns there. But yes, the bear was in the neighborhood. I agree. The bear was near a child, looked like a little special needs child. Okay, I'll go with that. Probably the special needs kid should not be out on the driveway. And they're saying they're packing up and get ready to go. I'm pretty sure that kid had diapers on. He was 7 years old. You see where I'm going with this with the kid? He's probably not, you know, all upstairs. But nonetheless, everyone's safe. Bella gets a treat. The kid gets a lollipop or a thing of Play-Doh. I don't know what you give a kid for doing anything like that. So there you go. All right, when we come back, this doctor accidentally injected a lady's foot with some kind of serum that made her scream in pain. And the doctor goes, shut up. I'll be out of here in a half hour and this will be done here in a minute. So we'll find out his story and why they're getting or trying to get $13 million from this doctor. So stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, you can be heard during the podcast. You can be heard right here during the show. Your voice can be heard. And what I mean by that is we broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. Your voice can be heard and played alongside of us here in the studio. So if you want to talk about anything, say anything, comment on anything, what you have to do that, to be part of the show, is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. And there's a little button there. It says Be Heard. Click on that. Opens up a microphone. You can be anonymous if you want. Speak right into it. Your voice can be heard right alongside of us here in the studios. Comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast if you get it in quick enough. If not, we'll play it on the very next podcast next week. And you can talk about all the different shows that we've been doing here for over 15 years. And you can comment on it. You can do a little birthday shout out too if you want. Now, speaking of birthday shout out, this guy right here, this billionaire biohacker Brian Johnson, the man who determined he was going to live forever, has now revealed he has an incurable autoimmune disease. This American entrepreneur at 48 had made the headlines for his outlandish anti-age techniques, spending millions of dollars in a bid to extend his life and reduce his biological age of that of an 18-year-old. He's popped up in the news probably about a year and a half ago when they were saying, the people are eating the kids' bodies, or, what was the cheese pizza, the underground bunkers where they're drinking the kids' bloods and stuff. It's kind of like around that same time, actually right after that same time that all came about. But this biohacker, this billionaire, Brian Johnson, he refers to his Benjamin Button-esque ways as Project Blueprint, meticulously taking 54 supplements a day. Jesus Christ, eating every meal between 6 and 11:30 a.m. and following a very strict exercise program. In 2023, he even underwent a 6 months, 1 liter plasma infusion, which it was all donated by his son. So his son, he's draining the essence of his own child and trying to stay young. What's this guy got to lose? I mean, outside of, what is he, 48 years old? What did I say? 48 years old? And he's trying to have the body or the mindset of an 18-year-old. Why not 16? Why not 14? Now, who knows? There might be some laws there somewhere. But despite his effort, Brian Johnson, not the AC/DC singer, the biohacker guy, has now discovered that immortality may not be within reach. Bad news number 1. He says, I have an autoimmune disease. My stomach is eating itself, he wrote on social media. Bad news number 2. 2 to 5% of the people have this also. More likely because it can hide. No one knows that they actually have it. Johnson is unaware of his conditions, but now is trying to find a cure. Currently, it has only one treatment to manage these symptoms. He says, I'm going to try to solve it. In his legendary X post, he explained that as a child, he gobbled down fast food and consumed sugary snacks. Fuck. I swear to God, this fucking headset thing is driving me fucking crazy. Hold on, fuckers. After a few healthy years in his 20s, he found out that he was juggling the stress and grind of building a business and becoming a father, saw his health slip. Within a few years, I'm falling into a deep chronic depression. Somewhere in my lifetime, he continues by saying that my body began developing an autoimmune disease, processing the effect through my thyroid and then my stomach lining. After being diagnosed with the Jesus Christ, hypothyroidism, I can say that a couple times. At 21, he successfully managed to, with common treatments for nearly 3 decades, Johnson noticed signs that something else was going wrong. He said, I am unsure how long I have or have had it. AIG causes irreversible damage, nutrition deficiency, anemia, and over a long horizontal elevated risk of cancer. In retrospect, he attributes various matters of the condition, such as low ferritin, a protein that's stored in the iron level, Jesus fucking Christ, already starting. Low ferritin levels for 11 years. However, he did not have anemia and was continuously trying to raise his iron levels with food and vitamins. Nothing would work. He found out, He found out later that issues were explained away while others left a stone unturned. The businessman went into a post by saying he recently has been diagnosed when he overhauled his personal medical team and laid the groundwork for the $1 million per year longevity scheme called Immortals Care. So he is trying to live, he's trying to cheat the system, okay? You can't do it. if you've got something wrong with your stomach and you're a billionaire, why don't you just trade someone else's stomach? Get on some kind of transfer plant, organ donation, not donation. Say, hey, does that guy have a good stomach? Come here, you. What's your name? Tommy. Tommy, do you eat sugary snacks and all? No, I take care of myself. Kill this guy. I'll give your family $2 million. I'll bury you somewhere. I'm taking your stomach. Oh, that sounds great. What do I get out of it? Nothing. You get to die, I guess. I don't know. Billionaire. I know that's going to look way real bad. As a billionaire, you're just harvesting people. But what if he took someone he didn't know, or you didn't know existed? I mean, he was taking his kid's plasma and shooting it in his eyebrows or eyeballs. He'd be shooting it somewhere, and it still didn't work. So there you go, trying to cheat life. Now, this doctor right here, probably not on his team, because this woman begged the doctor to stop removing her toenails after he injected her with rubbing alcohol instead of anesthesia. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with these people? And they're doctors? Well, C's get degrees, don't they? An Oregon doctor was in a rush to leave work, injected rubbing alcohol into a woman instead of the local anesthetic before removing her toenails, leaving her with severe and permanent injuries, the lawsuit says. So let's find out what happened in this lawsuit. Sarah Blackman was at the Kaiser Clinic in Hillsborough for a bilateral toenail removal procedure. To remove 2 ingrown toenails when the doctor injected her with the 70% isopropyl rubbing alcohol, you know what I'm talking about, in lieu of the local anesthetic, according to legal filings this past week. Blackman and her husband are seeking, listen to this, Blackman and her husband are seeking $13 million from Kaiser for neglection, medical malpractice, and loss of, quote, society, companionship, comfort, affection, and conjugal relationships. So they're saying that she can't go out in public because of what's happened. Her husband hates her. She doesn't feel comfortable. I can understand that. She can't get any affection from anyone because of what happened. And no one wants to have sex with her. That's essentially what they're saying. And as well as loss of Blackman's, it continues. Loss of Blackman's contribution to household services, including cooking, cleaning, errands, and shared family responsibilities. And the loss of this emotional support and partnership she had previously provided per the complaint. So they're saying that, hey, look, not only can I not get laid and nobody wants to be around me, but I can't even clean the house. I can't even do my wifely duties. No one wants to, I physically cannot do this. So let's find out what actually happened with her toes. The injection of the rubbing alcohol in lieu of the local anesthetic during an in-office podiatry visit constitutes a never event. So basically they're saying this should never happen. In a gross observation from the accepted medical nursing standards and care could and should never occur in the course of a medical treatment. Okay, we already got that. According to Blackman's complaint, the doctor who treated her was supposed to administer lidocaine to each of her second toes. Okay, I didn't know. I'll go with that. Instead, the physician proceeded to pull off the plaintiff's toenails with no anesthetic. Mrs. Blackburn was in agony throughout. Audible screamed and cried and begged that the second toe should not be treated. The complaint recounts. Blackman was in agony throughout. Blackman was in agony throughout. Audible screamed and cried and begged for the second toe not to be treated. The complaint recounts the doctor told the plaintiff that she should get over with it, and then he was in a rush to get out of the clinic. There you go. I said it. Blackman says the doctor didn't even reevaluate why the injections were so painful, nor did he determine whether she was numb prior to pulling the toenails. Instead, Mrs. Blackman said, he told me to hold still so he could get the needle in there or to go right through her toe and it would be completely useless. Blackman says when she came home the following after the care, or following the aftercare instructions, Blackman said when she got home and followed the aftercare instructions, but the pain and the procedure did not go away. Her toes were allegedly very painful and consistent sensation of burning and throbbing. So they're going on and on and on about, Blackman admitted that the Kaiser Hospital facility working on diagnosis finally determined that, yes, he did inject you with rubbing alcohol. So can you, because that's got to burn. I mean, I've been injected, not with lidocaine, but I've injected, you get a tooth drilled or something like that. And, you get a little numbing thing in there and you're like going, oh, that's nice. That feels good. A little squirt. All right, we'll give you a little numb. I had one doctor who was a smart ass. He would tap my cheek now and then. He goes, how's that feel? I'm like, feels like you're hitting my cheek. And it usually takes, 20, 30 minutes? I don't know how fast lidocaine works. Is it the same stuff that they put in your teeth? And she's getting an ingrown toenail and they kind of squirt her a couple times with it. Stab her a couple times. Don't move. I'll go right through your fucking foot and you'll be a ship full of pain. Well, I'm in pain now. You squirted me with the wrong stuff. And why is, hear me out here, all right? You follow me? Everyone come in a little closer. Rubbing alcohol is usually in what? Like a big square bottle, right? We have all seen rubbing alcohol, right? It's in a big square bottle, like 20 ounces, 30 ounces, something like that. And the numbing stuff, I've seen it. They're in the little vials. How did the two get mixed up? Why do we have little vials? Here we go. Why do we have little vials of rubbing alcohol? Or on the same sense, why do we have big bottles of lidocaine? They, don't put this here and don't put this here. They should be completely separate. So anyways, 13 million? God almighty. I can't have sex. My husband doesn't want me because my toes hurt. I can't do the dishes because my toes hurt. And because I can't do the dishes, my husband doesn't want to bone me. And nobody in my book club wants to talk to me. All right. Does that deserve 13 million? Yeah. Aim for the stars, kids. Aim for the stars. When we come back, speaking of aim for the stars, these two twins, every other weekend, or during the summer break, I forget what the comment is, but they go out to an In-N-Out burger and they have a burger and they relax, and then they go out in the parking lot and do something. I didn't know that you could do this in a parking lot, and they would continuously allow them to do it, but something happened, and now these two identical twins, you can now tell them apart because of this one instance, and we'll dive into their story when we come back. So stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook. And the reason why you're going to do that is because all the articles that we talk about here during the show, if you want to see them as well, we'll post them over there on our Facebook page. And there's a great community over there. It's growing and growing leaps and bounds every week. Every time we do a show, we get, another 100,000 listeners, another 100,000 followers, another 100,000 people that enjoy the podcast over there, over at Deacon Live. That's all one word. Deacon Live, all one word. Sometimes I embellish the numbers a little bit, but that's okay. It's a great community over there. And I will post these articles up there. Not all of them, just the important ones. The funny ones, the ones you're like, oh, no way, get out of here. I'll post those over there as well. And you can share about them and talk about them over there on our Facebook feed. Now, let's see. This right here, you guys have stayed in hotels before. I think 80% of our United States has stayed in a hotel before. And something I didn't do, I didn't pull the article. So bear with me as I fill in while I pull the article. I know, that was a good one, right? And, the worst fear that I would always have, when you're at a hotel and you're getting ready to leave, you're like going, all right, did you check under the bed? And there's a lot of times when you check under the bed, you don't want to see what's under the bed. But hotels have gotten smart over the years, and like the bed sits on like a pedestal, and a bed will sit or doesn't have like an underneath at all. This guy right here freaked out because he dropped something in his hotel room in Washington. Was it in Washington that he dropped it? It says a Washington man. Maybe he's from Washington. Oh, Tyler is a California native who recently moved to Washington. So he's from California, already points off from there. And I know, just lost all my California people out there. That's okay. That's okay. You'll be fine. They'll come back around. And he moved to Washington, which is, I don't know, is that an upgrade or a downgrade? But when he bends over to get hit, whatever he dropped, a hand reaches out from underneath the bed. Holy shit! What the fuck's going on here? So, you probably had a few travel mishaps in your time, but I'm willing to let you know that you haven't had an experience like this one. Tyler Mercher recently shared on TikTok. Tyler is from California, who recently moved to Washington, like I said, spends his time documenting his trips around the world. His latest video is making waves online, racking up over 560,000 views. Once you give it a watch, you'll know why. The video starts out with Tyler filming himself in a mirror and asking his followers, have you almost ever shit yourself in the bedroom? Well, that's kind of a bold statement there, Cotton. Can you get a little bit more definition on that? After the bold opening, he pans the camera toward the bed, noting, well, he says, come with me and see why that almost happened to me. Oh, okay. Well, come see what almost happened to me. Or why that, Jesus, fight. Can I fucking read something normal? Well, come see why that almost happened to me about shitting himself in bed. As he walks toward what he describes as a little nice bed, he begins to lower himself down, and when the situation turns from a standard hotel tour into something straight out of a horror movie, it gets a little crazier from there. As he bends down, he describes this disconcerting discovery. Have you ever dropped something and reached down and you see a hand coming back in your direction? So before I spoil everything for you, hold on there, Junior. I'll get you. I'm going to switch over to camera 3. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video. You can see it in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. Switch over to camera 3 here. And let's find out what happened to Taylor Mercher. Is it Mercher? M-E-C-H-E-R. Taylor Mercher. I'm going Taylor Mercher. Here we go.
Bedroom. Well, come with me and see why that almost happened to me.
Okay.
Nice little bed. You ever drop something and you reach down?
Oh!
And then there's a mirror down here?
What?
And first off, you see a hand that's reaching under the bed, and then you are confused, so you put your head down and you see a face?
Yeah, your face.
I don't know who designed this.
That's it. 565,000 views he gets on that. Some viewers were clearly rattled in the sheer surprising moment. My soul would have been departed from my body, some people said. So let's go back to me now. Why would you have a mirror pedestal underneath the bed? Here's what I say. What kind of fucking hotels are you staying at, bud? You know, mirrors on the ceiling, mirrors on the floor, mirrors under the bed, mirrors everywhere. Are you in a swingers place where you can at the quote unquote, you got rug burn type deal? People are doing it on the floor and they want to see, if the girl. All right, here we go. Kids under the age of 16, please leave the room at this time. So let's say you're banging this chick, right? And she's on the ground at this hotel and you're plowing her, and she looks underneath the bed. She can sit there and casually look over and there's a mirror on the floor so she can look at herself. God, I look fucking hot. Who the fuck is this guy drilling it home on me? And she's, that's probably why it's there. Tell me, why else would you need a mirror underneath your bed other than to admire yourself, to look for, you're not doing cocaine off of it. It's just under your bed as a pedestal. The bed is sitting on a mirror pedestal. And when you lay down there, like that guy he was laying on his side because he probably gets it the other way. But if you're a girl or even if you're a guy and you're laying on your back and some chick's on your, riding you cowgirl style. Are the kids still out of the room? You can bring them back in. So there you go. That's why there's mirrors under the bed, kids. So stay in school. This guy right here, another story that I didn't know we needed to know, but this is what happens. We just got through the 4th of July, right? Everyone, for the most part, behaved. Everyone, for the most part, you didn't hear a whole lot of stories as far as, well, there was some like teen takeovers and stuff from those people, but we don't talk about them during this one here. But a California teen is now handicapped because of playing stupid games outside of an In-N-Out burger. So let's find out what actually happened to this dumb shit. An 18-year-old teenager has lost his hand while playing with a firework outside of a California In-N-Out burger. Nader Hanna has graduated from high school just 3 days earlier when he met up with his twin brother and friends outside of a popular burger chain in California. The group had gone and grabbed some food and set off fireworks in the parking lot, something Hannah said that they do numerous times on summer nights. Is it the hamburgers that they grab or the fireworks that they shoot off that they do all the time? Story continues. A classmate handed him a firework about the size of a tennis ball. Now, because I'm a trained professional, I spent many years in college learning how to do a lot of stuff. I worked pyrotechnics out at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. There's something called a peony. Peony basically looks like a tennis ball wrapped up in craft paper with a wick coming out of it. And you say, okay, Deacon, what is that? Well, when you drop it in the tube, that's what gives you those boom. You know, they go all the way up in the air and then they explode. It's a ball with a wick on it. And the power of the wick, the explosion, shoots it out of the container and up in the air and then explodes. The kid handed him a raw peony. Now, I've seen them as large as basketballs, and I've seen them as small as golf balls. Of course, the smaller ones are less, and then the larger ones is more. Are you following me? So this kid handed him about the size of a tennis ball, which exploded almost immediately after he lit it. He says, what's his name again? Hannah? Nader. Nader, another hand. Nader says it just exploded in my hand the second he lit it. My hand took the whole blunt of it. I looked down and I didn't see it anymore. It just disintegrated. So let's see. Can we play this video? Will this play?
I looked down
here we go.
and like obviously
here
I
it
don't
is.
see a hand.
All right, hold on. Let's blow this up. This is Nader talking about his hand being blown off. So here you go, kids. Pay attention. Stay in school.
I looked down and like obviously I don't see a hand, it just exploded, like disintegrated. So it was a Wednesday night, just a casual night. We're bored, right? It's like 10 p.m., 9:30. Some guys go, I have fireworks. You guys want to light them? And then we're like, sure. We always light fireworks. So we lit the first one. It was fine. And then the second one, there was like a broken piece. Like I just remember looking both ways. And then fire turning on, and then like literally like milliseconds, just like and the explosion happened. It's not like I even like connected it or like no fuse or nothing. Literally like just like boom, like a gun, like when you shoot a gun, like how fast the bullet comes out, like it was like that. I looked down and like obviously I don't see a hand, it just exploded, like disintegrated. So
see you later, hand.
I thought it was a dream for like 2 seconds, and then like I'm walking and then I'm like, oh shit, this is real, right?
The stick was completely broken off, so it was just that ball at top.
And we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know. Of course it's dumb, but we've done other stuff like that where you just light it and chuck it.
Yeah.
Which is, of course it's dumb, but like it wasn't our first time,
But
so we didn't think anything of it doing it again.
It was just sadness, I was like, no way. Like it's just a firework, like, like,
and it's his right hand too, so hopefully
about God, my future.
Oh God. All right, so there you go. Let's go back to me now. So he's a twin brother, and now, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, nature's selection. Was it natural selection and stuff? The dumber twin blew his hand off. He's like, aren't you Nader or are you Natter? No, I'm Nader. No, Nader, I'm the one without the hand. I'm missing my right hand. So I don't know what's going to happen of him or with him. But yeah, he had a peony in his hand and it friggin' just ignited and blew his hand off completely. He seems pretty chill about it. 18 years old, I'd be like, fuck. I was going to be a writer. I was going to be a dancer. I was going to be a sign language person, interpreter. I was going to do the sign language at the bottom of PBS stations and stuff. I was going to do all that. I had a career. I could have been somebody, Johnny. I could have been somebody. And now at 18 years old, just graduated high school, all those, like, I don't hope he didn't have a scholarship for anything sporting wise. Sorry, Nader, no more. Nader, need another hand, I guess. When we come back. Imagine, getting your pilot's license or studying to get your pilot license. And right in the middle of, you're up in the air, 20,000 feet, 30,000 feet, not that tall, but, I guess 15,000 feet. The teacher goes, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. See you later. Takes off. And what do? You're sitting there behind the wheel going, sir, you want to come back inside? Sir, you want to you want to put that seat back down? You want to, why are you putting that on there? So I'll dive into what happened with these two. 15,000 feet in the air. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the breaks are all independent artists. We give them a platform to showcase their music on. And they're all out there. They have their own Spotify pages. They have their own websites and stuff. They are not signed artists. They are doing it for the love of the business. Some of them are trying to make it big in the world. And we give them a platform to showcase their music. So any of the music that you hear during the breaks of any of the shows that we do here for Deacon Live, you can always find the full-length list of all the songs over on our Spotify page, our personal Spotify page. We have a playlist over there. It's got well over 100 and some odd different artists over there, and that's music heard on Deacon Live. So if you hear the little snippet and stuff here during the breaks, listen to the information, make sure you follow them, show them some love and support, and if you want to hear the full-length song, you can find their songs over on Spotify under our playlist. That is music heard on Deacon Live. Check us out over there as well. And you can also see like their the band logos and stuff over on our Prophet Radio website as well. Now, my wife and I just came back from Europe. I got the right thing here? Yeah. My wife and I just came back from Europe. When I say just came back, we've been back for a couple months now. But one of the things that I came across was, riding the subway. We don't have subways here in North Carolina. We have what they call like a light rail. It's basically a train, high speed, goes through the township and stuff. As long as you don't get stabbed in the neck by a crazy person, like what happened here recently, and they're fighting over that battle there. That happened right here in Charlotte. But we do have what they call a light rail. It's basically a train above ground. And it's got maybe, a dozen cars on it, and it stops, on your left is, East Charlotte, on the right's left, whatever it is. I don't know. I've never been on it. But we got into, in London and England and stuff, and going through the turnstiles. The turnstiles aren't like they are like we're used to. Like when you go to like Disneyland, I guess they changed that too. That whole 3-prong turning thing, we're so pathetic as human beings that we're like going, I'm not paying for this. I'll just jump over. This is going to stop me. I'm going to just jump over this turnstile, the old school 3-prong turnstile thing. People just jump over it all the time. What are you going to do? Stop me? What are you going to charge me? What is it, 50 cents to get in here? I don't have 50 cents. I'm not paying 50 cents. I'm going to jump over this turnstile. So in the process, the evolution of the turnstiles, they've changed it to these doors, these automatic doors, clear doors that open and close and open and close. And we've done it to ourselves. We're such stupid human beings that everything needs to be free. Not all of us. Let's put it that way. Some of us do obey the law. Some of us do pretend and make sure that, follow the rules and do what you're supposed to do and, keep your head down and nothing will happen to you. But a lot of people go, you owe me. I don't need to pay this. You owe me. Everyone owes me, disrespect and blah, 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 blah. You see where I'm going with this, right? So I guess where's this at? Is this in San Francisco? Those people in San Francisco. There's a system called BART, B-A-R-T. I don't know what it stands for. I'll probably find it here in this article. But right now, this woman was caught on camera trying to dodge the fare. What you have to, pay the little fee, and everything's tap. Everything's tap, 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 tap. I'm going to switch over to camera 3 here, and here she is. There she is. She's on the floor. Now, these clear doors are just wide enough for a human body to go through. Now, if you're a big fat fuck, you might have to turn sideways and suck it in a little bit. This woman was trying to cheat the system and crawl under it. There is a gap on the floor. I don't know how tall the gap is on the floor, but this woman, she's got a purple hoodie on. She's one of those, you know what I mean? But her butt is so big, she can't get her butt through the little clearance that's on the bottom of the floor of these double doors of the new BART system. So the BART employee caught her there and said, you know, what the fuck are you doing? And she says, we can't even open it now without harming you, because she's pinned underneath it. Another BART agent was coming over and says, you know, you could have just asked us. We would have let you through if you were unable to pay for the fare. At least they're being somewhat responsible, somewhat, you know, sympathetic to this person. The incident appeared to have occurred either on Powell Street or Montgomery Street station, according to this article. Hope she wasn't hurt. Hope she received a nice ticket to pay for the fare evasion and so on and so forth. So let us switch over to camera 3 here. And here she is. I'm going to turn the volume up because there's the lady starts berating her as far as diving underneath the BART system, which is basically tap to pay. You go through, the doors open up. They go shoop. They open up like Western doors, you know, what do they call them? Saloon doors. They open up and then they close. They open up and close. They close as fast as they open. So here we go. Here she is underneath the floor. Am I on camera 3 here? Forget what I do. Here we go. There she is on the floor. Stuck.
This is terrible.
This is terrible. Yeah, you could have just asked us. Have a good night.
We can't even open it with you there. That's the crazy part. We can't open it without harming you.
I need my money for something else. Nope. Pull her back the other way. Here she is. Her big black booty.
Terrible.
Yeah. See you later. See you later. And is she on drugs? I don't know. Does she need her money for something else? Probably. I don't know what it costs to get underneath those things or go through those things. But maybe she didn't have. I know everyone's going to go, okay, Deacon, let's play the field here. Maybe she didn't have the money to purchase, because it doesn't take cash. You were talking about tap, 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 tap. Okay, all right, I'll go with that. Because sometimes you can buy like a Metro card and you can put that in there, scan it, and it'll open it up for you, right? Well, what if she didn't have any money? What if she didn't have any money to buy just the card itself? Then all she had to do was just ask. Those people don't look like, you know, they're holding back $1 million, you know, from you robbing the place or doing anything like that. Hey, officer, I need to get through. My baby's daughter's sick and I need to take her to the hospital. I don't have any monies. Shut up, I'm doing it. And the guy would go, okay, here, dude, you go on through, enjoy your day. Good luck on the other end getting out, you know, because you do have to. Does it open? It does open when you go start going out. But then I've seen people run through the open. I don't know. It's just a mess. So there's a lady got caught in the new BART system, trying to crawl under it, and her ass too big. Girl, your ass too big. All right, let's switch over here. Now, this person right here. Thank you. Oh, I got the AC on. Oh. Now, this person right here, their ass is not too big, but they've got some big balls. A student pilot, 22 years old, is forced to land her plane alone after the instructor leaps to his death from the cockpit mid-flight in Argentina. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, you want to sit down back there? What are you putting that thing on? You know, what are you doing? There's a Bill Burr story there somewhere. A student pilot. Let's find out what's going on with this person and why they leaped to their death. A student pilot was forced to land her plane alone after her instructor jumped from the aircraft during their flight in Argentina. The 22-year-old had been training with her instructor in a Cessna C-51 when he decided to evacuate the aircraft. Although investigators are looking into the reasons behind the sudden death, the student, who is believed to have the pilot, who believed to have a pilot's license, but only a few flying hours under her belt, has claimed that he opened up the plane's window and jumped out. All right, so there's a little discrepancy there, maybe, I don't know. Despite watching the instructor plunge to his death, she still managed to land the Cessna safely and unaided at the airport in Argentina, where they took off from, and then alerted authorities about the emergency situation. The instructor, who describes himself online as a former commercial pilot in Chile, was then found dead about 20 minutes later in a field in the area where the woman marked out where the place where he could have fallen from. Eduardo Alvarez, director of flight school Flying Parrot Cordoba, where the instructor had worked for 4 years, re-encountered the conversation with the young lady, the student, who said that he, quote unquote, jumped. He told Argentina media, at one point, the instructor told her, "You know what to do, keep moving forward." He took his headphones off, arranged his belongings, including his mobile phone, and took a seatbelt off, opened the door, which is very difficult to open, and jumped out. So this is him right here. There he is. The instructor, 42 years old, believed he jumped out of his plane. There's a little Cessna plane. Oh, what do they call it? The Toyota of the sky or something like that? Let's go back to me now. The young lady said that she sent a message informing about the situation and proceeded to return to the runway to land. Describing the instructor as a man who was always smiling, admitted no one had suspected that he was about to take such a dramatic decision. He added, the guy who owns the place added, he took his tragic decision on board a plane with a person by his side. That doesn't make any sense. Officials said that the circumstances surrounding the tragedy are so unusual that they cannot offer any explanation for the moment or how this could have happened. One of the lines of inquiry are thought that they are to be studied whether the incident may have been a result of a mechanical failure related to the hatch or one of the aircraft's safety system. They're checking on the plane and the flight school's documentation, analyzing communication, and they're doing all the stuff to make sure everything was done correctly. Mr. Alvarez described the student as a very clear, decisive, mature, and professional. He added that she has been very shaken and professionalism that she took based on the situation as far as flying the plane and landing it. So, you've heard of pilots nosediving. Taking everyone with me. See you later. Woo! Now, here in the United States, you are not allowed to be on any kind of, I think you're not allowed to have high blood pressure. I think you're not allowed to be, I know you're not allowed to be on any like anxiety medication. I know you're not allowed to have any of this stuff. There is a formality where they have to like test you every year, get your medical card. You have to do all that stuff. It's no different than driving a CDL Class A here in the United States. You have to, pass certain things every year. You have to have a medical card. I'm sure pilots are the same way. Now, this is Argentina. This is not the United States. Maybe they do things a little bit different there. Maybe he was on some kind of medication. Maybe he has something going on at home. We don't know. He's 42 years old. He looked like a real young, nice looking guy. He didn't look like, he was disheveled. He didn't, his beard wasn't grown. All right, lady, let's go. Fuck it. Fired up, He's swallowing a thing of Jack like they see in the movies. You're our pilot? Yeah, I've been flying these planes and these routes for 50 years. He's like, but you're only 42. I've done a couple times, so I'm old salt as far as flying these planes. He didn't look disheveled. He didn't look anything disturbing, out of the ordinary. And, hey, let's not have Miguel in there. All right, Miguel, who are you flying with today? I'm flying with Monica. Oh, Monica. The love of my life was named Monica. And I never gotten over her after she took our 3 babies away. And, hi, I'm Monica. Hello, Monica. Are you ready to do this? Yes, I am. Let's go fly. We got to get my pilots and the hours and stuff. Okay, Monica, jump in the plane. And get in the plane. And that, I showed you the picture, how big it was. Am I still on the thing? Can I go back to look how big this plane was. There's no way. How can you open up that door with all the wind velocity and stuff? It's like it's so friggin' small. Like a Toyota Corolla is bigger than this thing. Let's go back to Mina. Monica. Yes, see? Good luck. I wish you all the luck in the world. I'm not meant for this planet. I'm not made for this space. I'm going to leave you. Sayonara. I don't know if that's Japanese, is it? And he jumps out the plane. Now, there couldn't have been a struggle. And you're like thinking, well, maybe there's a fight between them and something like that. No. There's no fight or struggle that was happening in this plane. You physically, if you're going to jump out of this plane or if you're going to fall out of this plane, you physically have to open the door, put one leg out, put another leg out, sit on the edge, and then jump. Whee! There's a process going on. So that's what happened there. And good for her. Landed the plane. It'd be kind of shitty if you were like going, this is my first time landing the plane. Where's your instructor? Oh, he's about 30 miles back in the ditch somewhere. What do you mean? All right, Monica, bring it in slowly. Slowly. Right, left rudder. Right, left rudder. Left, rudder. Ref, rudder. So I'm coming in hot. And she lands it. Thank God for her. All right, when we come back, where am I at on time? There are some great artists out there, and there's some great things that people do with books and literature and stuff, and they do this whole folding thing. Have you seen them where they kind of make like these elaborate art pieces for the most part? Well, this art piece used the wrong book. Let's put it that way. And we'll tell you what book they use when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, if you don't want to go on the air with us, that's fine. Some people are shy, but you can always email me at any time, that deacon@prophetradio.com. And, you know, if you just want to say something or have a suggestion or just want to chat, you can do that as well. Send all emails and everything, any questions or any concerns you might have about the show, go over to Deacon or email me at deacon@prophetradio.com. You can do that as well. And don't forget, the prophetradio.com website is up and running. We're working on the third podcast that's coming out of there called Bad Calls. It's going to be a subscription page, but believe me, for 99 cents a month, what you're going to get out of there is over 500 some odd hilarious, somewhat disturbing phone calls with telemarketers. And when I say telemarketers, people that have called my phone at random, and I see how long I can keep them on the phone. So you can check it out over there at prophetradio.com. But you can get a free sticker. If you want a free sticker, you can get that over at prophetradio.com. Grab that little icon that's floating around the page. Click on that. And it's not email grab or anything. It's just their way of saying, thank you for listening to all the fine programming that comes out of this station. So get yourself some free swag over there as well. Now, the parents are shocked. Someone's just trying to do nice things. You know, you ever had that one old guy who's like going, I make little crosses, you know, and I hand them out, little wooden crosses to the people, and it's got scripture on them. I just hand them out. And then you find the wooden cross is made out of like bone, like human bone or something crazy like that. And they're like, and the guy goes down for like murder or something like that. This story kind of falls in that same path. I'm going to switch over to camera 3 here so you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here. Look at this right here. This is amazing. You've seen people that do the page folding and everything, but unfortunately, the pages that were being folded were not what was intended. Parents are shocked after a child or children's paper hedgehogs found to contain pages from an explicit novel. Handmade creations distributed to raise funds for a charity prompted complaints to the police. Look at it. He's so cute. Now let's go back to me now so we can read this. At first glance, a cute paper hedgehog seems to have a kind suggestion and gestures all in one. An older man had handcrafted these little creatures from donated books to raise money for charity, handing them to children in local shops. But a closer inspection, some parents were horrified to discover that the hedgehog had been made from pages of erotic novels. Yes, I'm not kidding. It was, quote, adult content, pure sexual stuff, Linda Fortune says, with she's got a 4-year-old who received the hedgehog itself. 4-year-olds can't read. Linda, just put it on the mantle and say, hey, this is a funny story instead of making a whole big old deal about it. The guy had no idea. The old man, probably not. Let's continue with the article. After posting about the unsettling encounter on social media, Linda Fortune said that at least 7 other families contacted her and said that they also had taken home the hedgehog made from explicit pages. Ooh, I'm so pissed off. Let's see. Gemma Ashbury says she was shopping in the Tesco in Marseille with her 10-year-old daughter when a man approached her and offered her one of these handmade hedgehogs, complete with googly eyes and a furry nose. He had carried a bag full of them around, and she said that he made them at his home as a hobby. Ashbury said that she thought it was a loving gesture. Oh, this is so lovely. Look at it. Switch back to... It's not very good. I mean, it's basically, it could be a hedgehog or it could be a pineapple. It's not very good. But some people out there are really good doing this. She came across a Facebook post about the source material that was used and was disgusted. She says, I ran upstairs and grabbed the hedgehog. In the middle of the page, it said something about being a legal age, and then another page said something about someone's sister being murdered. And I took it out of her room straight away and hid it. This is what Ashbury said. Some parents were so concerned that they reported the matter to the Marseille police. Where's Marseille at? Let's figure out where Marseille's at. If you know where Marseille's at, let me know. Officer spoke to the... Maybe I should just search for you. That's how nice I am. Let's see. Search for Marseille. Marseille is in England. Of course. You would think something like this would happen in the United States, but no. England, they're kind of prudes over there too. Marseille Police Department said on Monday the force was happy that there was no malice involved and no offenses had been committed. The spokesman then also added the hedgehogs were created in good faith by an individual who had been used to raise money for a local charity. Some appeared to have been made from. Let's see, where am I on me? Yeah. Been made from Nicholas Baker's 1994 exotic novel, The Fermenta, with at least one containing sexual explicit passages. Ooh. Some of those who received the hedgehogs defended the man who made them, saying that only some contain explicit content and it was just a mistake. One of the women said her 4-year-old was absolutely obsessed with the paper creation. Well, good. Maybe it'll force him to read some novels and stuff. In which... Let's see. He was forced with the creation, which was made from pages from the Rosemary Entrance, The Walled Garden. Oversight? Yes. Now I want to read The Walled Garden. I don't believe there was any malice consent. Then why the fuck are we talking about it? Why the fuck are we talking about it? Others were eager to get their hands on the hedgehog. Who's the old man making them? I want one. See, now he's got his niche. Now he's making, hedgehogs and stuff. Oh, he made paper dildos, things like that. Would be specifically fun from having a hedgehog with an exotic novel on it. So, I mean, come on, people. Can we just be adults for a little bit? Oh my God, it says nothing. It didn't say any cuss words on it. Maybe. You can't even read it. It's folded up. It's folded pieces of paper look like a hedgehog. You think the kid's going to go, hey, this is a hedgehog. Oh, there's words in here? Fuck it, I'm not reading these words. They're fucking all in. I can't even turn the pages. I'm not going to read them. But what if, like, on the very top of the most exposed outer page of this hedgehog says, and then the boy licked her clit and stick his cock into her mouth. Then maybe I'd be upset about it. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. That's the kind of erotic books I'm reading, right? But this probably said he passionately touched her petals with his passion lobe under her sultry dress, and it was hot. It was moist. It was humid. It was sultry. And the rain fell down, and you could see her bosoms through the... I know. Everyone out there's going, no, go back to the Dick Farmer stuff. The other stuff you were talking about. So just say, hey, honey, I can't, you can't have this right now. Maybe when you're older, when you're 18, when you're 16, when you're 13, I'll give this hedgehog back to you. By then the paper's all crumbly and the googly eyes have fallen off on the ground. So, but just, you don't have to write a fucking article about it. You don't have to say this guy who, it'd be different. Here we go. It'd be different if he was a sex offender or was not allowed to do things like this for children. Then you go, okay, this sex offender is creating hedgehogs and whatever kind of other animals made out of exotic novels describing sexual positions and stuff like that. Then you would have a problem, right? Hear me out. Would you not have a problem by then? Maybe. I don't know. Some of you out there, I got to, bubble wrap my kids so the whole entire planet doesn't disturb them. Now, this guy right here is a champion. No bubble wraps around these kids. This is the best. A school officer rents out a whole entire theater, buys concessions for the kids who just had their end of the year field trip canceled. What an awesome thing to do. So let's find out who this person is and why he did it and why they got canceled. The school resource officer, Sean Reeves, rented out a whole entire 144-seat theater in Scottsdale, Arizona, so that his underprivileged kids in the Greenway Middle School could go to see a movie, Toy Story 5. Oh, Jesus. Big bucks on that one. Holy Jesus. So let's see. Here's the article. Let's find out a little bit more about this Sean Reeves, resource officer for the school. It's going to be a great story. I know it is. Here we go.
Give money to kids that aren't your own. Well, they should be everybody's kids.
When funding for their end of summer field trip fell through, he knew exactly what he had to do.
I gave it to them so they could go. I rented out the entire theater.
All 144 seats at Harkins Scottsdale so that 7th and 8th graders could see Toy Story 5.
Yesterday in the cafeteria when Mr. Layhouse said some of you are going to have to spend your own money to buy snacks and such, I saw the looks on your faces and it made me sad. So we called the theater and I bought you guys all popcorn, snacks, and a drink. Yeah.
Reeve spent 6 years as a child crimes detective, working in, as he puts it, a pretty dark unit. It's what pushed him toward the light.
It dawned on me that little kids who were scared responded to superheroes. So I started a superhero-based foundation called Put on the Cape, a foundation for hope.
There you go.
That's the joy. People say, why do you give money to kids that aren't your own? Well, they should be everybody's kids.
This year, the theater bill was under $2,000.
And if they needed more, I would have given them more. But you can't break a promise to a child. They come here knowing that there's a reward at the end.
And for that reward, Reeve asked these kids for one thing in return.
So as you get older in life, help other people as a payback to me. Would you do that? That's all I ask.
You got it.
Be happy, healthy, love each other, and help anyone who needs you, okay?
I'm going to do it right now. Jesus Christ. I'm going to run outside. I'm going to help as many people as I can. I'm going to build a fortress. I'm going to build things. I'm going to fold paper and books and all that thing. What a great story. What a great lesson to learn. And instead of complaining about, your kids doing this and who's going to do this, this guy stepped up and said, hey, look, it's my responsibility as a, resource officer. He didn't have to do that. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show these kids, their summer break or whatever, the end of the year trip got canceled. So I'm going to take some of that money that we raised. We didn't raise enough for whatever. I don't know where they were going, Disneyland, Disney World, wherever it was. I'm going to take that money. I'm going to buy this thing out. And then I'm going to throw a little bit of my, my lettuce on top of it to make sure that these kids are going to have a better life, a great experience, because he's right. You can't, don't break a promise to a kid. And he's doing that. He's not breaking a promise. He's taking these kids and showing them that, hey, the world is not that bad for some of us. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us over on TikTok. That's Be Podcast Famous over on TikTok. Make sure you follow us on our Facebook page and YouTube. That's DeaconLive, all one word. You can comment on all the videos. I'll answer them. I usually answer them right away. As soon as I get them, I get a notice on my phone, and I answer right behind it. Or if you want to be podcast famous, go over to ProfitRadio.com, get yourself some free stickers. You can comment on the show. Your voice can be heard alongside of us as well. All right, guys, and well, let's get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait. Come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
See you later.
What?
Bye bye.